Today we are building a brand new freshwater pond ecosystem. We'll be using a 17-gallon bucket. We'll start at day 1 all the way to day 15. I'm sure you will enjoy it. So what's up, guys? This is Bucket Ponds. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take this dollar store bucket and turn it into a beautiful patio pond. We'll be using some plants from our backyard oasis, and we'll be having a lot of fun with this one. I'm very excited. Hope you are too. So I got this bucket for $8, and even though this type of plastic should break down in the sunlight, they've been out here for a while and they're doing fine, so I'm not too worried about it. We're adding some water taro plants that I've had growing in a bucket of water for a while now. They can float, and that's how they've been growing. So now it's time to plant them in our new project. I'm also including some marble chunks. The marble has multiple roles in my aquariums, but here I'm mainly using it to weigh down the root system of this taro plant. There are multiple plants here, though they kind of form a clump, and they're all essentially attached to one another. You guys can tell this is a low budget project because I don't even have an end on my water hose. But I like the little handles here. Very easy to fill it up. And we'll be adding a few more things into this project. So we're going to take some charcoal from the mini moss farms, just a few pieces, and we're going to toss it in here. Hopefully it will act like a interesting floating island, a place for our animals and insects to climb up on there when they're ready, when they want to. Otherwise, it's just charcoal. It won't hurt anything. It might add some carbon to the water. It's fine. Might even act a little bit like a filter in some ways. Next, we're going to trim this water taro. We're going to cut most of the leaves down. And don't worry, this plant will quickly respawn. It will regrow these leaves very easily within a season. I just want to get them growing in the right shape and direction for this project. As it is now, they are kind of everywhere, and they won't do too well. They'll start to rot. So we're just going to cut them off. And yeah, there we go. We'll leave a couple of them on there. That's perfect. And now we're going to seed this project with some material from my guppy aquarium. You guys have seen it on the channel a little bit. I have a pond pre-filter rigged up to my hang-on back intake. And this material will have a lot of mulm in it, along with a ton of useful microbes, beneficial bacteria, and all the good things from my own guppy aquarium, which is running so well. And we're just going to use that to seed this project. Now, I know what you're saying, like, wow, this guy washes his filters in clean water. He's going to kill all this bacteria. No, we're fine. Don't worry about it. If your bacteria die from exposure to clean water, then you have other problems. Yeah. And here we go. Now we're going to add some material from the pool ponds. Pool pond number 3, we have some leaves and stuff from the bottom. And I did what I could to stir up some mulm. We're going to throw that in here as well. And if you guys aren't familiar with the channel, then this is basically how I start a new project. I seed it with life. You know, I add a bunch of material from functional ecosystems. And I bring that all together, and I use that to start our new projects. So here we have some more leaves and things. This is from pool pond number 2. We also caught a little bit of pondweed, and you'll see it in here just a little. It's a stringy, leafy plant, but that's fine. It won't hurt anything. It's actually a very interesting plant, and there's some bladder snails in there as well. We'll be taking some mosquito fish from pool pond number 1 and adding them into this project. These guys are Eastern Gambusia, I believe. They are surprisingly aggressive to anything that is not a mosquito fish, and they are great hunters. They will kill and consume mosquito larvae. It's one of their favorite foods. And I did not cycle this project at all. This is day 1, and we are adding fish. We're going with a very light stock to start with, but they will breed in here very easily. And we'll have a bunch after a while. We just carefully add them in there. I'm not worried about them crashing the cycle of the project or anything like that, because we're working with very hardy plants, very strong bacterial strains, and lots of good stuff. We're going to feed them with some tasty mosquito larvae here. And this is their first meal in the new project. A brand new pond like this does not have much insect life, so I have to feed them manually. And we probably won't see them much because they're a little skittish. They are wild fish, or they were, but they've been with us for years now. We're going to add some hornwort in here as well. This is just hornwort from the 5-gallon Guppy Paradise video. Some of you guys were skeptical about that project, and that's fine. I'm okay with skepticism. I like to discuss things and hear your ideas and comments. But this hornwort, we're just going to toss it right in there, and we'll see how things go. I'm hoping the hornwort will help to filter everything out. We also have a ton of duckweed and some water spangles in here. And day 5. Yeah. So day 5, the floaters are doing very well. There are some leaves and things that have fallen into this project, but that's fine. Ultimately, all this stuff will be broken down and turned into food for our snails and worms, which will become food for our fish. It's a beautiful cycle. There's a look at the water spangles and the duckweed, both doing really well. Very easy to raise these plants. But the hornwort looks very strange. It's starting to take on some morphological changes. It has a brown stem and some very spiky leaflet type devices on there. And those 2 leaves that you see right there in the bottom kind of look like grass. That's the pondweed. Yeah, that stuff's cool. But we're just going to shove some of the floating plants away to get a look at what's going on underneath. We're looking for our mosquito fish, but I think we'll have to feed them again. It's been a day or 2 since they had any food. So there's some more mosquito larvae for them to feast on. I hope you guys like this video. It's a little bit longer than usual. Yeah, but there's a good payoff at the end. We're going to have a lot of life in here. And if nothing else, I'm showing you how to build your own miniature pond. And here's our fish. Very healthy, very happy little guys and girls. They are looking for more food. They are hungry. And I could feed them with fish flakes, but I'm hesitant to do that outdoors. This is day 10. And we have a new leaf that has emerged, as predicted. It's a little beat up. It probably got damaged when I cut the stems, but that's fine. We'll have a bunch more leaves coming up out of here soon, and they will help to add some shade to this project, protect it from the summer heat and sun. In the winter, I don't think this will freeze. We might get a little ice on top, but these plants seem to help prevent that, and I believe it will help to absorb a lot of heat during the daylight. Here's a look at the hornwort, which is still floating. It's doing very well. It's replicating quickly. It's only been, 5 days, and we've doubled or tripled our amount of hornwort that we started with. Really cool. Going to feed the fish again with some more mosquito fish larvae. Some more mosquito larvae. Keep getting mixed up. Feels like it's been forever since I did a video, you guys, so I'm very excited about this. And we're just going to dump them in there. It's a lot of fun to take evil, hated mosquitoes and to turn them into food for our pets. Like, it's a very rewarding experience to, get one back on the mosquitoes for all that blood they've taken from us over the years. And, yeah. Look at the hornwort, though. It is looking really strange. My apps, my plant identification apps are now labeling it as coontail or something else. It's not milfoil. It's definitely hornwort, but it is confusing the plant identification apps, which I think is really funny. But the project looks pretty good. I'm not disappointed with it so far. It's not the $300 extravagant build that you might see on another channel like Serpa Design, but that's fine. Who needs all that? I don't have 300 bucks. I have $8, and this is what I've done. That's the water spangles there, and we're going to look at some of the duckweed as well. This is what you'll see elsewhere online, but I want to show you how our duckweed grows right here. Yeah. So this is a real duckweed right here. This is just a mass of duckweed. You could grind this up, turn it into a very high protein food source for your fish, tilapia, things like that. And over here, I happen to notice this little puddle in this old tarp here near our work site, near our patio pond. This was full of water the other day, but has been pretty hot and it hasn't rained much. And I noticed that there's a bunch of tadpoles in here, and they are drying out. They only have a little tiny bit of water left, and I just can't let them die. Not if we have the power to save them. We just built a new pond. They're frogs, future frogs in the making. I think that we have to save them. It seems right. These guys are pretty close to emerging from the water anyway. So I'm sure they'll do fine in here. My frogs lay eggs in every single container all the time, uh, during this time of year anyway. So I'm sure that this little bucket pond can support them. I saw another interesting creature over here. I thought he was a frog, but this is a dragonfly larva, a nymph, or whatever you want to call it, a naiad. Um, they can move around in the open oxygen, but they want to be underwater. So we're going to catch him and throw him in the pool pond as well, in the bucket pond. Yeah, I'm pretty excited though, guys. I just couldn't let these tadpoles die. It didn't seem right, you know. We have the power to save them. We could do it, so we're doing it. I feel honor bound to do so. And I consider these to be my frogs, you know. These are most likely American green tree frogs, though they may be a few other species that we have out here as well. I think the pig frog tadpoles are a little larger. We'll wait and see. Yeah, but that's good. I am happy to help them out and keep them going, save their their offspring. You know, I think it's really cool. Fun fact about the pig frogs, I actually imported them into the oasis from a nearby pond. I brought them here as tadpoles that we collected accidentally and threw them in a project very much like this. And now we have pig frogs in the oasis. So yeah, uh, we have installed a few sticks here along the side of the bucket, sticking up out of the water. I call this a frog bridge, and this should help the frogs to emerge once they have their legs and they're ready to escape the water. Gotta hope for the best. I might add a few more branches and things in here just so that they can easily emerge from the water. And not just them, but the dragonflies as well. When they're ready to emerge and become a dragonfly, they need a stem or a stick or something that they can climb. Very important. So hopefully we have accomplished that with our frog bridge. The taro leaves, they will help as well. Those long stems, it'll help dragonflies and frogs emerge when it's time. Day 15. Yeah. I don't usually go this far into a project, but I'm very excited about the patio pond. Once again, I know it's not the most beautiful, expensive project, but that's not what Bucket Ponds is about. You know, you guys, you probably have $8 in your pocket right now. You could go out and you could build something like this, and you could have so much fun. And you could, you know, give a little something back to nature, just a little bit. You know, you can allow some plants to grow, some small fish to survive, some frogs to breed. You know, and maybe you might help to just improve things just a little bit. And that's my goal, you know, to inspire you and to show you that, hey, you can run a patio pond for like very little investment. You can have a lot of fun. My taro plants originally came from a drainage ditch in a city nearby. So those are probably not native, but that's cool. They were free. We've had them growing in the oasis for years now. Everything else came to us in one form or another. And, you know, that's how we have them. So, yeah, I'm very much in love with our plants. Our hornwort is acting so strange in here, you guys. I did not expect this for it to take on like these physical changes just from being brought outdoors. I think it's really cool. And one problem I see with this project is I will have to remove some of the floating plants every so often. But is that really so bad to have too many plants? Oh no, you know, I'll have to pull some of these plants out. And that's a good problem to have, I think. There's a look at the water. It is crystal clear, cleaner than most aquariums, I'm willing to bet. And I think that's really cool. Remember, this has been outside in direct sunlight for 15 days. And you'll always hear, like, oh no, don't let sunlight, you know, get on your aquarium. But this is proof that that's not always true. No algae in here, zero algae. And that's not because we isolated it. You know, I did cross contaminate this project very heavily with material from all of our other ponds and stuff. And here we are. I came back day 15, nighttime, and I wanted to get another look into the bucket pond, into the patio pond. I wanted to see what was going on in here after dark and if maybe we could see a little deeper down into the water. And there's a look at our beautiful mosquito fish. I believe that's a female. The females are just a little larger and they have a different body shape, but you can't see it too much from up above, you know. But they don't really like aquariums anyway. You know, they want to be in a project like this. And just look at all that hornwort in there. Look at the duckweed. Everything looks so good. So if nothing else, we have an infinite source. We have a farm here that grows duckweed and hornwort. And Of course, we have mosquito fish in here that will be breeding very soon. Tons of bladder snails on the hornwort. The hornwort itself is very clean. Again, it has a brown stem. It looks completely different. I think that's really cool. Nobody told me that would happen. So be aware, if you bring your hornwort outside, it may change a bit, which I think is really cool. How many plants are misidentified because of morphological changes like this? Over here, we have one of our excellent tadpoles. That's right, they're doing fine. They are surviving in here. I hope they're getting everything they need. I am not a tadpole expert. I don't really mess with things that live on land very much. But we do have some frogs that are pretty much 100% aquatic here at Bucket Ponds. They mostly live in the pools permanently. They'll come out sometimes, but they'll go right back into the water for safety. So, yeah, we're kind of somewhere in between. We're learning more about amphibians as we go. And there's a little insect larva or something approaching that tadpole. And there's mosquito fish, bladder snails, all together. That makes me so happy, you guys. That snail or that mosquito fish was probably looking for that little larva. I just think it's so cool. We have an interesting little growth here on this piece of charcoal. And I assume that's some type of fungus or some type of like large single-celled creature. I have no idea. Maybe you guys might know. Um, it's cool though. That's cool to see. There's another tadpole with his little derpy legs. Some of them may have emerged already. I can't say for sure. But yeah, that makes me very happy to see them doing okay in here. We'll likely have some frog eggs in this project. We'll see more tadpoles in the future. I guarantee that we'll have breeding from our mosquito fish. I have very high hopes for this project in the future. I watch a lot of cool videos on
You will
YouTube
receive
and
regular updates
on the
on cool
project
builds.
once a month. Then they never post an update.
Something
They
like
never
that.
show me in the future
Sometimes I see a
how
lot
it
of
looks
cool
built
videos
online
online,
out the very
and
next day. And that leaves me feeling really disappointed. So I'm going to make sure that you guys get a look at this patio pond once a month, something like that, maybe every 2 months, just a progress report and little updates. I think that's fun. So thank you so much for watching. Next up on Bucket Ponds, we're going to be building a brand new 5-gallon drink dispenser aquarium. Very similar to the last one we built, but I am using some different ideas in here. And I hope to raise shrimp in this project. It's already started. It takes me a week or two to build a project and to record it and everything. Our good buddy Clay Wise has offered to send us some shrimp, and I am so excited. I can't wait. It means so much to me when you guys send things to the channel and they get incorporated into our projects and our ecosystems and things are improved and developed. I think that's so cool. Thank you so much, Clay. Thank you, Psycho Plant Lady. And just everything. Thank you, Phillips Fishworks. I still love everything that you guys have sent me. I am working on setting up a P.O. box so more people can, send things in within reason. Make sure you ship things legally and whatnot. Be careful with your shipping methods. One last thing, I am happy to report that I have completed the Bucket Pond t-shirt design. You saw the image a few times here in this video. You'll see it again in the future. If you send something to the channel, I'm going to send you back a t-shirt. And Patreon members, channel supporters, you guys will be entered into a raffle. I'll have more details soon. Thank you so much for watching. This is Bucket Ponds.